I don't know. I don't know how many minutes of video I've written and produced. See, on-camera, voiceover work, I mean, it's all part of the industry. Versatile. How can you tell someone that you're versatile? I mean, you can do everything, right? Well, it's true. I mean, after years of experience and working hard, and it all comes down to passion. Broadcasting has given me first-hand experiences in life that really never can be duplicated. Think about it. I mean, you get straight from the horse's mouth personal accounts of people's amazing stories.
Well, I'm the only man in the world that's ever taken off and landed an airplane like this upside down. And all of a sudden, I just went into shock. And I don't know, several minutes later, I came to on the floor, and I was on the floor bleeding, and the doctor was over me saying, you know, Senator Kennedy's been shot, and you have, and it's not serious. We're taking you to the hospital.
Corbin was so upset. People were screaming at him on the streets, "You miser, you tightwad, give her the money." And it was wonderful. It was such validation. Everybody loved me. Everybody hated him. It was good.
How many secretaries do you think got raises after that?
A lot. And I also got a lot of letters from attorneys, from bosses, you know, saying, "Do you know what havoc you have wreaked in our office? Everything was fine until you came along."
I think a good writer or producer knows when to shut up, to quit the narration, and yes, the words should enhance the visuals, but you need to let the people tell their stories or the pictures tell the stories. And then ultimately, you let the photographer and editor do their thing. Now, you map everything out with your script, you give it to them, and let them go for it, because usually it ends up better than you expected. Driving south of the city is when you see Puerto Vallarta, the paradise. The rock formations, the vibrant bougainvillea, the playful pelicans at mealtime. All sights that make the trip worthwhile. Producing documentaries for the Baby Your Baby campaign was a thrill as a producer, because I was working with a project that was really making a difference in the community. I'm Tami Sanders, producer for the Baby Your Baby campaign. No mother or father can fully expect the many changes that come with a new baby. On one hand, the overwhelming joy of this little miracle is all-consuming. On the other hand, the questions, the unknowns, the feelings of responsibility, will I be a good mom or a good dad, are also overwhelming. This tape includes programs that tell you what to expect in your baby's first 2 years of life, and what you can do to encourage your baby's health and well-being. Remember, now is the time to baby your baby. And as far as talent is concerned, yeah, it's hard at first because you're looking at this thing. It's a machine and it seems really cold, but then you pass a point and all of a sudden this thing is more like a silent friend that you're just chatting with and sharing stories with.
Well, we've got a very electrifying stadium, like you said, Reese, and I think there's a good reason for it this year. When you think about it, the Utah Summer Games serves as a prelude of sorts of the 1992 Olympic Games that's going to be held in Barcelona in about a month from now.
Hi, and welcome back to the 1993 Utah Auto Show. Now, the Auto Show is going on now through Saturday right here in the warmth of the Salt Palace. Several things going on. Now, first of all, they'll be giving away cellular phones every day of the Auto Show. That's 4 cellular phones each day. Valencia Streetcoff said because Gayleen didn't go through her, the adoption was illegal. Gay said that because she figured out too late in the game that the woman wanted money. She noticed a lot of American wealth surrounding key adoption officials. And because Gayleen was taking pictures inside their orphanage without their permission, she then became afraid for her life, and so she decided to get out of the country.
Boy, that tugs at you right there, doesn't it?
Hi everyone, I'm Tami Sanders with Entertainment Spotlight. The Shakespearean Festival opens this week in Cedar City, and what a season it will be. The festival's 29th season presents 6 wonderful plays satisfying. It's interesting. I've gone from place to place, subject to subject, every format imaginable. That's to the point now I'm comfortable in any situation, and I was thrown into a lot. So when you find a niche and you have a natural curiosity and you work hard to learn, and you love what you do, most importantly, it shows.
It's the media wars in Salem as proposed legislation looks to ban live TV coverage of hostage takings and other breaking news events.
But is that breaking your First Amendment rights? Tami Sanders is live now in Hillsboro to explain what's at stake. Tami?
Now, Dave, as you know, news helicopters like our own Air 12 here serves an integral part in news coverage. Now, in a 45-minute meeting today, members from the Oregon Council of Police Association and officials from the news media presented their arguments. Now, if this legislation passes in the state of Oregon, it would be a national first.
All officers, no matter where they work, deserve protection from the reckless behavior of the media.
Excuse me. It's a classic case of prior restraint, and we feel, you know, an attempt by a government agency to censor media broadcasting.
The Oregon Council of Police and the news media squared off before the Oregon State Legislature today in Salem. At issue, how much should you see on TV when police are in the middle of a dangerous tactical operation? And should you be allowed to see live coverage? Police say coverage like this exposes tactical maneuvers by police.
We are fortunate that so far, no deaths that we know of have been caused by the behavior of the media, but it is only a matter of time if we do not take steps to curb the live broadcasting.
Jump on 6, color bar.
It causes interference.
The Police Council first announced the legislation this past February, almost a year after police officer Colleen Weibel was shot and killed, and a year since Portland police officials and members of the Portland media hammered out a working agreement.
We don't want to endanger any police officer's life during any tactical operation, and that's why we entered into this agreement, this voluntary agreement with the Portland Police Bureau and now 17 law enforcement agencies in this Portland metropolitan area. They've all agreed to this.
Now, I spoke with Representative Kevin Mannix earlier this evening in Salem, and they said that they're going to let this issue gestate for a while. He's not sure if they're going to conduct another meeting or a hearing on this bill, and that news groups and police groups should continue working together on voluntary restrictions on such coverage. In Hillsboro, Tami Sanders, Oregon's News 12.
Run investigation in Vancouver is now a case of vehicular homicide. Tami Sanders is in Vancouver with more. Tami, what happened?
48-year-old Gary Hopkins was walking home last Sunday evening with a friend. Now, this is a street that he has crossed many, many, many times. But that evening, he got in the way of an unknown driver driving a small, dark, four-door sedan who struck him and then just kept driving. Gary died early this morning.
The guy that left us. You know,
On his wedding day.
that's me, that's him, that's my older brother. Why?
Family members console one another in an incredible time of pain. Gary Hopkins was a man with a wonderful smile, contagious laugh. Friends say he could talk the eye tooth out of a grizzly. But adding to the pain of his death, the family and the police want to know who hit Gary and ran.
We just want to know why they ran. Why did they hit my brother, knock him 30 feet in the air, bust a leg, an arm, bust his head, and just leave.
Sunday, Gary and his friend left the Anchor Tavern to cross the busy street of 4th Plain in Vancouver to walk home.
Gary pushed the button, the light turned green, we started to cross. Gary went a little ahead of me, and that car went right over the top of it.
They hit him hard, and, and it took his cowboy boots off his feet.
Off-duty medic and National Guardsman John Underhill was close by and called to the accident. He said Gary was conscious and coherent, but knew he was seriously hurt. To find out that he died by a hit-and-run driver didn't settle too well.
I'm sure he can't sleep with himself, or it'll all come out in the wash. I mean, it better now. It's murder.
Gary's widow is in shock. She agreed to let us talk with her so she could say one thing.
I want the person that did it to come forward so that I could tell them that they took my husband from me. And I want him to see the pain that I'm going through, knowing that I'll never be able to look at my husband in the face again.
Now, the investigation has intensified with the use of some sophisticated equipment to help reconstruct the events of that evening. The public's help is needed in identifying the driver of the unknown car, or the suspect car. Again, that was a small, dark four-door sedan. In the meantime, a memorial fund has been set up for the Hopkins family. They have no insurance. If you would like to help, you can contact Washington Mutual at the Van Mall branch. In Vancouver, Tami Sanders, Oregon's News 12.
Thank you, Tami, for bringing us that report tonight.